Hey peeps, Phoenix Spring Tower here. So, for those of you not familiar with this situation, there is a racial firestorm, if you like, going on in the UK. And the timing could not be worse for the royal family, as it has coincided with William and Kate's visit to America. And Netflix have decided, apparently, to ride the wave of this royal family, royal household racial issue by releasing the Netflix documentary for Harry and Meghan, their docuseries. So, for those of you not familiar, over in the States, what happened? So, Sister Circle is a charity organization in the UK that assists women of Caribbean and African heritage who have been the victims of cultural domestic violence and abuse, right? So the charity boss, Ngozi Fulani, she was invited to Buckingham Palace to an event hosted by Camilla, our queen consort now. And Camilla in the past has been very outspoken about domestic violence and domestic abuse. This is one of the issues that she champions. And she does a very good job at it, I might add. So Lady Susan Hussey, oh my gosh, the surname, but anyway, let me not digress. Lady Susan Hussey. She was the lady in waiting to the late Queen Elizabeth, and she is Prince William's godmother. Now, she was at that charity event hosted at Buckingham Palace, and she decided to engage the charity boss of Sister Circle, Ngozi Fulani, in conversation. So I'll put a link to the transcripts of the conversation in the description box below, but in essence, Lady Hussey asked Ngozi Fulani where she was from. And when Ngozi said that she was British because she was born and raised in the UK, Lady Hussey then went on to ask. Lady Hussey wasn't satisfied with that response, and Lady Hussey began to press. No, tell me where you really from. And Lady Hussey then began an interrogation, and she used phrases like, as I said before, no, but where are you really from? Oh, I can see that it's going to be a challenge getting you to say where you're really from. No, where are you really, really from? And when you read the transcript, it is really cringy and really uncomfortable. If someone gives you an answer and you don't believe them and you begin interrogating them further and then you start telling them that they're a challenge. It's been a firestorm. Lady Hussey, Susan Hussey, has stepped down, and based on her experience, Ngozi Fulani said of the encounter, this is bigger than one individual, it's institutional racism. So that is what she, based on her experience at Buckingham Palace, she calls this institutional racism, that someone would feel so comfortable interrogating and doubting someone's background and origin. So now, as you would remember from Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah, they made similar assertions of racism within members of the royal family. And from the trailer of their Netflix documentary, it appears to be implied again as well. So with Ngozi speaking out of her experience in institutional racism in the royal household and at Buckingham Palace, and Lady Hussey stepping down and extending these apologies, the purpose of this reading is to look at whether this validates Harry and Meghan's assertions. So this is what we'll be exploring in the reading. We'll be looking at what did the palace think of the issue, what does William and Kate think, what does Harry and Meghan think, is there institutional racism? So we'll be looking at all of those questions. So let's just warm this up and let's just look at the current situation from this fallout. What is the current situation from this fallout in the royal household? This has come through sideways. I'll take it sideways. What is... Ooh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay. Okay, so this Five of Swords. So what this is saying to me is with this Seven of Swords is, this is interesting. With this Seven and with this Two of Swords issue, Seven of Swords always talks, if people know my reading, I never like the Seven of Swords. It talks about deception. It talks about something that's implicit. It talks about something that's hidden. And the reason why I'm being told the word implicit is because here I'm seeing a Two of Swords. Well, Two of Swords talks about something that people refuse to recognize or people refuse to see. Do you see with the blindfold and with her heart chakra covered over and with swords? Swords always talk about your mental energy. Swords talk about your thoughts. Swords talk about what you're willing to see, acknowledge, and put a focus on. Right? So they don't want to see anything. They don't want to feel or take in everything. But look at that ocean in the background. Look at that body of water. And with the deception card here as well. There is a situation going on in the palace where people, and interestingly as well, look at this too. We have Two of Swords here that this fellow's looking and leaving behind. We have this Two of Swords here as well. So there's a synchronicity going on. We also have this person holding two swords. So there's a synchronicity that's coming through in the cards here with this two that keeps on coming up. And what this is saying to me, that there is an issue or a combination of issues that do imply that there's something that doesn't want, that is going on, that is implicit, but whoever that be don't want to look at it. What is also coming through as well with this Knight of Cups, this is someone making an offer. So someone's making an offer, and with the Five of Swords, this talks about a disagreement and people walking away. So we know that Lady Susan Hussey, she has walked away. And there is a feeling that an offer is going to be made. So I think with Ngozi Fulani, I believe that the palace have reached out to her. So that's the offer of them reaching out in order to put things to rights. And they're hoping that that would be enough. However, what this is saying with the Seven of Swords, it wouldn't be enough. That more needs to be done. That's what initially is coming out. But I feel that there's still a bit more that needs to be explored here. So let's go a bit deeper into this. Could you give us a bit more about how this is, the impact this has had on the royal household? Could you give us a bit more on the impact that this has had on the royal household? Give us a bit more of the impact this has had on the royal household. We have a queen that's come through here. A bit more on the impact this has had. There is more that is going to be done, but dare I say they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, and there is a sense of shame with all of this as well. Notice we have the two again. Right, there's a synchronicity of two. Dare I say that I feel this is going to be Meghan and Harry, those two, because it's like this synchronicity of two. We have the two that's also come up here as well. Do you know what I'm picking up from these cards? I'm picking up from these cards that with this Ngozi Fulani issue that happened at Buckingham Palace and those transcripts that got out, I'm being told that there's something about how those transcripts got out and why they got out. There's something about that as well. But I'm going to put that for one side at the moment. I'll see if they give me more information about that, because they're not giving me more information at the moment. But there is, from this Eight of Wands here, with the Netflix documentary coming out, there is, with this Queen and with this Eight of Wands, there is an acknowledgement that they need to get in front of the issue and face that they have a problem. You know, because with the Seven behind here and the Two of Swords, we have a Queen who's stepping up, and we have Queen of Wands always talks about someone who wants to deal with something head on. They want to deal with something face, front and forward, and they don't want to hide behind any issues. They want to deal with the truth and put it to bed once and for all. Dare I say that this appears to be Camilla here? Dare I say that, who wants to look at this face on? I'm not really seeing Kate or William here. But we get more clarity because this could very well be Kate, but I'm getting Camilla with this card here. But with this Seven of Cups, they really don't know what to do. But for sure, they are quite embarrassed and ashamed. And I feel that they're quite embarrassed and ashamed as well from the Seven and the Two of Swords and the Five of Swords. There have been, what I'm being told, issues that have come up with this in the past, which with this Two of Wands, they've blinded themselves to it and they failed to deal with it. Now that a member of the Commonwealth, a member of, well, whose parents were from the Commonwealth, have come out and actually said something, they know that this is, and, you know, someone else has corroborated an issue to the world. They now know that this is something that they really need to get in front of. And with this Page of Swords, just having someone just invite them back to the palace for a conversation, they know that that is not going to be enough, that more has to be done. And interestingly enough, I'm being told that this Fulani Ngozi, actually, yeah, this two of Queen of Wands is something as I'm picking. I need to confirm who this Queen of Wands is, because what I'm being told is that with this Fulani Ngozi, Ngozi Fulani, I beg your pardon, with her, I'm being told that it's one thing for someone, for Meghan and Harry to come out and say something. You could always brush that away and they've done a very good job at brushing that away with planting stories in the press and trying to undermine Harry and Meghan. They've done a good job at that to the rest of the world, and the world has been buying it so far. However, with this situation, they realize this situation has been really shameful for them, because this situation is with a commoner. It is with a commoner who has been treated badly in that way, and that is the worst situation that the royal household could be put in. That's the shame, but it's a matter of what do they do. Now, what's coming through loud and clear is this Harry and Meghan documentary. Could you tell us what the royal family think about this Harry and Meghan documentary? What do they, what do they think about this Harry and Meghan documentary? I'm being told conflation of issues. Three of Swords. What do they think of this Harry and Meghan documentary? Oh. Harry and Meghan, it's coming through here. It's interesting, they're painting a story of what the documentary would say to me. That's how they're phrasing it. There is going to be... Harry and Meghan are expecting to get vindication and validation from this documentary. And it's, of course, we know it's going to be about the shame and betrayal and that sort of thing from it. We know that. It's coming through that they are very hard up for money. What's coming through here is that Harry and Meghan have sold their souls for the sake of that money. There is something that's going to come through in the documentary, I'm being told here, where they would regret. Harry and Meghan are going to be regretting this. What's this Emperor doing here? What's the Emperor? I have King of Wands below the deck. The royal family, They are still indecisive as to whether they would take away Harry and Meghan's titles, their HRH titles. The reason why they're indecisive, notice this King of Wands, it's someone who's going to get up to do something. He's in that steady motion of getting up. His arms are on the armrest, like he's raising himself to do a decree, to say something. But with this Fulani, this Ngozi Fulani coming out and saying what she said, the timing is not going to be right to take away their titles. It's as if they are willing to ride the wave out and take the good with the bad for now and see how things pan out in the general public. The royal family, that is. That's what they're willing to do. There are some assertions that are going to be made in the documentary that they are coming, Harry and Meghan are coming from a place of hurt. They're coming from a place of feeling betrayed. Dare I say they're coming from a place of revenge as well. That's coming through very clearly. It's like with this Three of Swords, they feel stabbed in the back, they feel hurt, they are out. Whether I'm not saying that the revenge is right or wrong. I'm not making any assertions here. And let me also put out as well that I'm not doing this reading from a place of judgment. I'm not doing this reading from a place of taking anyone's side. Okay, let me just make that clear. But I am going to channel the messages that I'm given. I'm going to read the cards. That's all I am here to do. And what it's saying is that there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of passion. This documentary is going to come up with a lot of broad, sweeping statements that, unfortunately for them, is not going to paint them in the best light. They are going to regret kind of coming out, and no one wins in this situation, basically. They're going to regret a lot of things that they've said. It's as if I'm picking up here that from the documentary, like Harry and Meghan look desperate. Like they're gonna, like someone's gonna put out a story there where they're desperate to make money and they're only doing this to make money and that sort of thing. That's, could you give us a bit more? Could you give us a bit more on this? Yeah, here he goes. Here he is again. I think that looks like Prince Charles to me. Notice again that there is a difference. I think below the deck we have Temperance. It's as if they're going to try, they're going to hold, this is what I was saying before, and this is confirmation. They are going to try and hold out. Like people are calling for Harry and Meghan's titles to be revoked. There's going to be a hold off on that. There's going to be a hold off, and I'm seeing mediation is going to be opening up again between the parties, because this is King, I believe this looks to me like Charles. It's either Charles or William, but I'm seeing like two children, two siblings here. So chances are this could very well possibly be William. But it's as if they're looking at the past and trying to understand, how did we go wrong? How did we get in this place? How did we get in this situation? But I want to go back to something here. Please don't shoot the messenger, but this is with Harry and Meghan. One thing I've always said about Harry and Meghan, to me they come across as less than smart. I've always said that from a strategic perspective. And please don't shoot the messenger again. I'm being told that they lack depth. What I'm saying is that a lot of this stuff that they've put out that's going to come up in this documentary, it's going to be very bombastic, it's going to be very wide-ranging. And again, it's because it's coming from a place of hurt and intense emotion. And when you put out something and you put out a communication, you put out a docuseries or your story to the world, and it comes from hurt, it comes from betrayal, it comes from that bombastic place, like the details tend to get missed. It's like they're playing their hand and certain details get missed in this. That's going to be hurtful to all parties. And there's something about money and their Harry and Meghan's financial situation that's going to come up front and center with this. Okay. I want to pick up on this emperor. This has always come up in my readings. What's always come up is there's a difference between the royal family and the institution and the firm. And the institution and the firm, notice we have the emperor and the high priestess. These are two of the most senior major arcana cards, and this is coming up representing the institution. And it's coming up being represented as the Seven of Cups, whereas they're looking on at this situation and they're trying to figure out what would be the best way to go, what would be best for them to do to manage the situation. And at the moment, the institution or the firm do not know. But we have Harry and Meghan, like they control things. But we have either this is William or this is Charles wanting, I'm leaning with William, wanting to speak to his brother, or Charles wanted to speak to his son to set things right. Okay. What else do we need to know about this situation? Is there vindication? Because that's the point of this reading. Do Harry and Meghan feel vindicated? Do Harry and Meghan feel vindicated? What do they feel about this situation? Yep, they do, with the Eight of Pentacles. Let's pull some more. Do Harry and Meghan feel vindicated? Yep, they do. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, this is them over, both of them over in their mansion, wherever. And they feel that a lot of what they've been trying to say, what they've been putting out, what they've been trying to communicate all this time, they feel that it's as if this story literally landed in their laps. However, notice we have the Hierophant here. They still have the court of public opinion to contend with, and they still have the media. That is the people that they don't quite have, they don't have on their side. And the media, in fact, I feel we have the institution or the firm, we have them really holding the power, having the insight. They're the ones who execute and make, they're the real power behind the throne, as it were. And we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant in this context here, I'm being told, represents the media. So the firm really has the media in its back pocket. So even if Harry and Meghan may feel vindicated with this, it doesn't really let them up because they still have the media to contend with. I feel that in the documentary, they're going to talk about the firm and talk about agendas, because this is really talking about what's really pulling through here is it's as if there is someone who is manipulating news or messages that are coming out. And what I'm seeing here with these two columns, it's as if the institution or the firm is making decisions as to who's painted black, who's painted white. They're making the decisions, they have the control, and they pass it on to the media. And the media, look at these two pillars again, the media dilutes the information, or they shape the information upon the instruction from the firm, and they disseminate it out. Right? The media or the firm, they're the ones in control. They have the keys, right? So I feel that in this documentary, because Harry and Meghan have come through here next to the firm. We have the firm, we have Prince William, Prince Charles over here. They're two separate entities they're coming up as in this reading. And if you guys have looked at my previous readings, which I would link above and below, I've always said that the royal family, the institution and the firm have always come up as separate entities. Okay, there's something, so vindication. Would they feel vindicated? Let's explore and get a bit deeper into the vindication. Would they feel vindicated? Yes, they do feel vindicated here. I'm being told that there is some re-editing of this docu-series that's going to happen. Like on the fly, they're going to re-edit this series. and there's certain things in the series that are going to change. But with this celebration card here, Harry and Meghan do feel vindicated. Would this vindication be enough? And also, this was a surprise, Page of Cups. Like a fish jumping out the cup, that's a surprise. This surprise landed on their laps, and that's why they're celebrating. Like, this surprise they didn't expect. This is the Ngozi charity boss speaking out. They didn't expect that. That's something that's landed in their lap. They're celebrating, like they feel vindicated. If they had to go for any, if let's say William or Charles wanted any negotiation, as we can see here, which is very much what they may be looking to do, they feel that this has given them some sort of power or ammunition or fuel, or it's like an ace in their hole for them to go into those negotiations. They feel that, and here we go, justice. Now, the justice is a very interesting card to get here. Justice shows, and please don't shoot the messenger, but justice shows that Harry and Meghan may have had a point all along. When you get justice card, justice means that the truth is coming out. Like they're just going to cut through all the whatever and it's going to be revealed. Justice is coming out on the side of Meghan and Harry. Like they're going to get justice, but what would the public think? Because they may feel vindicated, which is fine for Harry and Meghan. People close to them may feel vindicated. But what about the court of public opinion? What do the court of public opinion think? What do the court of public opinion think? Interesting. What would the court of public opinion think? Oh, damn. Hang on, let me just work it. Yeah. People, this is going to divide a lot of people. There is someone passing away that's coming through here. Someone, a member of the royal family, I'm picking up as passing away, unfortunately. Because I got this death card. This is almost, it's inevitable that the royal family as we know it is coming to an end. But anytime I do a reading on the royal family, particularly when I'm looking at the institution or the firm, I've been getting the death card for a while. I got this death card when Prince Philip died. I got this death card when Queen Elizabeth passed away. So from readings, when the death card comes up, from looking at the trend, I know that this is, number one, it's someone passing. It's indicating that as well, or someone who's going to become poorly. But number two, it's picking up that this documentary or what they're coming out with, in addition to that, this racist incident, a lot of people's perceptions, especially with the hangman, a lot of people's perceptions are going to change with the royal family. They are. I'm seeing Sun or Wands here. There's going to be a clear winner with this though. There's going to be a clear winner with this. And this clear winner is coming up in the institution and the firms. Oh my gosh, did you see that? My light just went out. Did you guys see that? There's going to be a clear winner with this, and it appears to be coming through on the side of the institution and the firm though. I'm almost being told that there are battles and wars, and even if they do win the battle, it's as if they are able, the institution or the firm are going to be able to do something that puts them in a position to get ahead of things, to get ahead of something. Just when Harry and Meghan thinks that public opinion are changing in their favor, it's as if the institution gets ahead of it and has one up on them. That's what I'm picking up on here. Let me fix my light. Yeah. Okay, final messages. I would also be bringing out one on the Netflix docuseries itself. But for now, I just want to focus on the vindication. So it's a matter of, are they vindicated? Harry and Meghan may themselves feel vindicated. And with the death card here, I think opinion on the royal family and the esteem to which it's held is eroding. That's what this, and then there's going to be someone passing away in the royal family as well. But opinion is eroding. However, the institution in this latest sphere, the institution may feel that it is coming out on top. But I'm being told the phrase battles and wars. It's as if what Harry and Meghan are doing is going to build momentum, is what I'm being told, that they're battles and wars. So the institution may be able to put a lid on this situation that happened with Fulani. What way around is her name actually? Miss Fulani, Ngozi Fulani. Like, they may be able to put a cap on it, but a lot of significant damage has already been done to the royal family, and it is going to be, with the Justice card, a huge boost to Meghan and Harry's. And look at them, they have the ace at the bottom of the deck. Harry, Meghan, their 2 children. It's like, yeah, there is a boost coming for them, and this is going to be a much needed boost for them as well. What else? Final messages. Final messages. Harry and Meghan have not revealed everything. They still have an ace up their sleeve though. Harry and Meghan definitely have an agenda with this card here. They have an agenda. And their agenda is to make money. It is to make coin. That is their agenda. Yep, okay. Because I'm going to do another reading on this, I don't want this to be too long. I'm just going to end it here. So vindication. Vindication is a mixed bag. There's a number of different things. But they're battles and wars. That's what that reading said. So the institution or the firm, once they get their ducks in a row, they're going to come back hard, they're going to come back hot, and they're really going to try and undercut and undermine that docuseries. But it's almost like too little, too late. The damage has already been done with this Ngozi Fulani coming through. But the institution and the firm, they have some other plays in their pocket. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and let me know what you think, and see you guys in future readings. Bye for now.